I'm Kevin Thomas, Senior Pastor of Forest Lake United Methodist Church. Thank you for joining us as we look at this week's lectionary readings. Today, let's talk about Romans chapter 7, beginning at verse 15. I do not understand my own actions, for I do not do what I want, but I do the very thing I hate. Now, if I do what I do not want, I agree that the law is good. But in fact, it is no longer I that do it, but sin that dwells within me. For I know that nothing good dwells within me, that is, in my flesh. I can will what is right, but I cannot do it. For I do not do the good I want, but the evil I do not want is what I do. Now if I do what I do not want, it is no longer I that do it, but sin that dwells within me. So I find it to be a law that when I want to do what is good, evil lies close at hand. For I delight in the law of God in my inmost self, but I see in my members another law at war with the law of my mind, making me captive to the law of sin that dwells in my members. Wretched man that I am, who will rescue me from this body of death? Thanks be to God through Jesus Christ our Lord. Early in my faith ministry, I viewed following Christ much like a walk on a tightrope. One wrong step and I would fall off. One mistake, one sin, and I would fall to my peril. During those years, Paul's words in this text terrified me. I heard him speak of the power of temptation and of evil that dwells inside us. I heard his struggles with avoiding sin. I wondered if even Paul struggled, how I could ever make it across my own tightrope of faith. I wanted it to be easier for Paul so that maybe it would be easier for me. But faith is not a tightrope. It took me too long to learn that truth. The Christian walk is often messy, filled with ups and downs, failures and successes. Today I view the Christian journey more like a child learning to walk. She takes her first tentative step and falls to her bottom. A loving parent helps her to her feet, where she tries again, this time falling forward to the floor. Time and again, the child experiments with one foot in front of the other, falling each time. In fact, children completely fail at walking until they get it right. Loving parents don't disown their children for their failures, but celebrate their success. As I consider myself to be toddling after Christ, I find this passage from Romans much more encouraging. Yes, there are still struggles in my life. I still face temptations, and sometimes I still give in. In my attempts to follow Christ, I often find myself with skinned knees from the falls along the way. Never has Christ deserted me for my failures. When I fall on grace, and it is Jesus Christ, my Lord, who rescues me and helps me to take the next steps on the journey. Today, may we toddle together after Christ.